Hello everyone, Professor Thompson here. It is Wednesday, October 21st, and I'm uploading another video today based on an email I got from Nikki within the course that had to do with outlines for the first presentation. So the question was, what would the format of the outline for the first speech need to look like? My first piece of advice is always to go to the chapter, because the chapters are content that's supposed to help you develop your presentation as you get ready for class. And so I believe there's outlining information in chapter 10. However, I completely understand with Nikki's follow-up questions in the email that professors tend to have kind of personal idiosyncrasies that they're looking for, and they want to see as far as how it should look once it's actually submitted. At that point, I would then have you turn to the actual requirement handout, where I identify some elements that I'd like to see before the outline, so some general information that's going to help me understand what your topic is, what your visual aid is, things like that, what your general purpose is. And then I ask for certain things within the outline. So I want to see your source citations in the outline, where you're actually going to say them. These source citations in your outline would be written out as you would say them. So according to Timothy Joseph, Chicago Sun-Times sports writer, in the January 25th, 2014 article, blah, 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 blah. So you would put that oral source citation just like you would say it in the outline. That way I can tell if you're going to use one in body point 1 or body point 3, and I can follow that. Then after the presentation, as part of your outline, or on a separate sheet, you would have your works cited or your reference page, and this is the actual APA or MLA source citation, so that if I wanted to go out and find that oral source citation that you say in your speech, I could do that. And I have the formatted, professional looking, alphabetically organized citation page. Now, as far as what the content of the outline looks like, I have a lot of flexibility. I don't care if you use Roman numerals. I don't care if you use bullets. Whatever method you use is kind of what your preference is. I know that in the book it may talk about full sentences, and you may have full sentences as part of some of those bullets or some of those Roman numerals, and that may be fine. But the key that I would say for your outline is that it is not a transcript of your speech. So you're not writing something out word for word. The last thing I want is a 4-page transcript of every word you're going to say in your presentation. What happens is then you take that outline up to speak with you, and then you're reading me the speech. The worst thing you can do for your presentation is read to me. This is a speech class, and I expect that you guys will be presenting your information, not reading to me and not reading to anyone else. So whether you're submitting a video or whether you're coming to class, don't read me your speech, okay? You need to present the information. And I've found that when students transcribe a lot of information onto that outline, the tendency is to use that as a crutch and read to people. So even if you do use sentences, you're not writing every sentence of your presentation. These are key sentences that may help you identify how you're moving through your presentation. I think a good analogy is this. If I was going to go from the College of DuPage, which is my starting point, to Wrigley Field to watch a Cubs game because they're in the playoffs, and that's my destination point, how do I get from point A to point B? So your outline is, how am I going to get from point A, the start of my speech, to point B, the end of my speech? If I was to put that College of DuPage to Wrigley Field in MapQuest or Google Maps and hit search, it's going to give me a couple different methodologies or routes of how to get there. just like you have a couple different ways that you might write out or identify your path through your speech. Roman numerals, bullets, key words, full sentence. There's different ways. But at the end of the day, when you look at those directions in MapQuest to get from College of DuPage to Wrigley Field, it's giving me the key transition points and the key roads of how to get there. It doesn't tell me to look at the beautiful trees changing color in the autumn off to the right near the football stadium as I leave campus. And it doesn't give me the description of where the potholes might be on Interstate 355. There's things that are left out, but yet they might be included in the actual presentation or in the actual way in which I'm getting from point A to point B. So keep that in mind as you develop your presentation. Your outline probably shouldn't be more than a page to a page and a half for this presentation. If it's excessive, it means that you have information that you could cut out. I hope this helps. I'm looking forward to the presentations. I still have not heard from everybody on whether or not you'll be coming to the class session from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Remember, you need to be there the whole time. Or whether you're submitting a video for presentation 1. So if you haven't contacted me to let me know what your plans are, please do that as soon as possible so that I can mark that in my class notes. Have a great day, and we'll hear from you soon. Keep the questions coming if you have them.